got ourselves Team 1 together with Khal Drogo. We got ourselves Archie, Elon Musk, Petya, as well as Sojiro versus Team 2. We got ourselves G-Funk on the team, setting up a full flush card. Looks like Lulu. Wait, is Lulu or G-Funk going first? It looks like Lulu's out there waiting to play, but G-Funk I think is out first. Anton on that team. We got Teller in the back as well as Holy Moly. Looks like it. Wait, both of them are out in the open. Maybe Lulu is just trying to watch the duels? Looks like it is G-Funk going to be first up versus Sojiro. Got himself full flash gun, burning through the flash gun very quickly. Gonna be a massive explosion by G-Funk. Just have an explosive opener, dealing with that shield immediately. It looks like Jiro's gonna pop a parry, get the fear onto the pet, leaping out of there, maybe looking for a bit of reset. He just back it up out of there completely. I think G-Funk just has a perfect line of sight, and Sojiro doesn't really have much of a chance, has to run in there, needs to hit the pet, needs to create some line of sight, needs whatever healing he got, take all that rage that you get from the pet and generate it into ignore pain, anything you got to survive, because G-Funk burned through a flesh cuff super quickly. I feel like G-Funk decided to use the Necrolord Wombo combo burst of the big explosion from the Death Chakram Legendary, together with a big old coordinated assault with him and a pet leaping on top of the guy all at once. It's a lot of damage all at once. Zero with the Stormbolt on the G-Funk, looking for a big Warbreaker as the banner's up. Disarm onto G-Funk is going to go get the shackles out, reflect himself for Zero, but the shackles continue to damage, so Zero could be in trouble. Stun, trinkets with a flash count, no interrupt for G-Funk for now. Is going to get the interrupt in the last second, so Zero does get himself a little bit of health recovery. His health is no longer necrotic, maybe he can catch up. G-Funk taking big hits, maybe one more big X for Zero, leaping in. G-Funk is going to have his manic bandages break. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe the warrior left next to him, trembled the ground, dropped the bandages, but definitely did get himself a turtle shell. Zero looking to back up out of there. Maybe he's looking for another flesh cut. G-Funk I think wants to go for a reset, and he's going to be able to get himself a camo. Zero caught up on all that health as soon with a second win, so he's able to catch up. So that's why he backed up into his own arena. He wanted to let second win get him back. G-Funk getting frozen up. That's a perfect reflex. Zero landing it. Warbreaker onto G-Funk. Maybe a charge. Stormbolt to follow. It's going to get the big mortal strike with a parry up. Zero just trying to see if he can end G-Funk right now. G-Funk at super low health. Doesn't get an execute. Flash cut. Pummels it real quickly. G-Funk at no health is going to get executed down into the ground. So Zero getting harpooned on by Holy Moly. No way out of this one. Unless he can go for a fear. Oh, the explosion does get the fear at the end. But the damage got built up, the chakram going for the big explosion, it all goes off all at once, taking him out. And Khal Drogo is going to be up next. Does get hit with a chimeric poison, which slows him down quite a bit. Going to be the silence as well as the damage reduction is going to go for a little bit of magic damage reduction. As Holy Moly does have fire damage with explosives, and he does have nature damage with the Serpent Sting. Khal Drogo with a karma really early on as he tried to go for big PvP burst versus Holy Moly, trying to see if he can catch up to him. Is he able to? Vivify Zero for Khal Drogo. And Holy Moly back behind the pillar, just trying to deal with some of these images as they are harassing with the autos. Khal Drogo got himself images, but no more. Only one. Actually, that was the last charge. So you gotta take it maybe a little bit slower. Is gonna have to play it around BDB and maybe landing a big Fist of Fury, whirling Dragon Punch on Holy Moly. He's not out of the game just yet. He has plenty of mobility. It's a massive enough arena so he can go behind the pillar and get himself a reset. Holy Moly with that camo. Waiting for him to pick up the eyes. And is going to go for that stun. Does he have the big Death Chakram? Could be a really big burst. If Holy Moly goes for a coordinated assault, huge burst onto Khal Drogo. Trying to go for as much healing as possible at no health whatsoever. And I think that was chimeric poison on top of it, not let him go anywhere. Holy moly. Just absolutely holy moly that guy. That was a lot of bursts, and man, Survival Hunter as a Necrolord. I'm hoping that becomes a meta. That explosion together with coordinated assault, all that burst at once is so fun and satisfying to watch. I'm just a fan of explosions. Stun onto Holy Moly as Arhi goes in for some big damage of his own. Gonna be the Bloodlust as he grows big with the rage. Gonna be a freezing trap, but he trickets out of it. Holy Moly at no health whatsoever. No turtle shell. Not a lot of defenses. Big Elite Blast with a Chain Harvest just absolutely drains him for all his life. Siphons it out like a vampire. Talarion is gonna be up next, charging out on the Battle Armored Fox. It looks like Arhi is going to hit him with that slow totem. Talarion using the slow totem just to build up a little bit of resources. It is a lot of damage value, isn't it? Elite blasted Talarion as Arhi charges one up. Get himself lots of Maelstrom with double fiery Ghost Wolves. Going to be knocked down onto Arhi. Huge damage as Talarion just got himself massive burst. Reckless Abandon might be able to catch up to Arhi. Needs to go maybe for a leap or two, maybe a charge leap to reconnect. Arhi just trying to avoid as best as he can. Sees the warrior in rage behind the pillar. Doesn't want to give him any opportunity to get anything. What the? And he goes, Arhi, what is that BM? Just really runs up to sacrifice the soul of Holy moly, why would you do that? Maybe they're friends or something. Big LD Blast getting sent in, plenty of Maelstrom with those Ghostos, generating a ton of it. 5 minutes into his duel, we're hitting that 5% dampener. Talrion's still pretty healthy. As you can see, this guy is just fine. He has Ghostos to get healing from. You get charges towards Archie, but Archie can disconnect, slowing down Talrion with a Frost Shock and running away with the Ghost Wolf. It is pretty difficult to get away from him. He's just trying to mess him at this point. He's just like, yo, come here. I know you want to play around. I know you want to duel me, but I'm going to hang around with this pillar. Talrion wants to pull him out of the pillar somehow. He's trying to think of a way to do it. He doesn't necessarily have to go over there, but he's just trying to find himself a better angle. He's going to get a slow into Archie. Archie can just separate away with Ghost Wolf. Going to be that big knockdown. Archie sprints out of there. Ghost Wolf's everything. Talrion with the leap. Fear around the corner. And actually going to be Ghost Wolf's getting feared away. Archie actually kind of low in health. If Talrion can maybe get himself a charge, maybe a charge execute. Looks like Archie was able to get himself out of that deadly situation, no longer at low health, but Talrion again just having to charge and wait for Archie to come to him. Sunder with a stun, gonna be Talrion. No trinket for a bit. Archie does get hit with the disarm as he goes for Bloodless, so it is a perfect disarm for Talrion. Archie has himself full Wind Fury, everything. Talrion is gonna back up out of there, gonna be Dora Shadows for Archie. Maybe that's what Talrion's trying to do. Maybe he's just trying to avoid Archie's burst as soon as he gets some. Maybe now he's like trying to take a page out of his book. And Archie. Actually, there's a lot of Brambles for Archie. How do you get the Brambles procs back to back? Gonna be more Ghostos, plenty of Maelstrom. Archie has plenty of survivability. If Talrion can find a way to shut down and lock down Archie for just a second, or just play the battle of momentum, battle of attrition, and just fight him right through the burst, make him spend all that mana, eventually just leave the guy dry. Gonna be Archie trying to see if he can get behind the pillar. Talrion needs to find a way to just get on top of him. I think he needs to go for Reckless Abandon so he can get those Raging Blows so he can keep charging to Archie. He is going to need to save those charges as well as charges of Raging Blows inside of Reckless Abandon in order to stay on top of the Shaman. I think that's the only way he's going to be able to do it. It seems like it is a really tough duel and Archie just got the bigger pillar. Unless Archie decides, you know what, I want to stay in. Talrion, I don't think he's playing the Stormbolt either, so it's going to be very difficult to lock him down. Blade Storm, immuning the stun, capacitor showing him out of Archie. Archie actually having to choose the wall here. Reckless Abandon is up. Does Talrion have the mobility? Does get the charge around the corner. Try to stay ahead of Archie. Maybe he can go for Raging Blows. Knockdown. It is able to stay on top of him. Archie is getting kind of low in health. Having to go for as much self-healing as possible while in Ghost Wolf. Maybe a Raging Blow for Talrion. Unable to catch up to Archie anymore. It's going to be knocked down for a second from the Ancient Aftershock. It's going to be Archie kind of lowish on health actually. Has plenty of health, but I don't know if he has a Maelstrom in order to be able to survive this. He's going to be able to separate away from the warrior now and try to sit and get himself as much self-healing while inside of the Ghost Wolf. As Talrion almost got a charge around the corner. Archie is going to be back there. 8 minutes in his duel. Archie is definitely prolonging this one, but he's trying to think to save cooldowns for the next guy. Talrion is just really difficult for him to overcome at the moment. Finally able to charge in. Earth Elemental joining in. Archie missing that Sunder with the stun totem. Could be back for him. And Archie finds himself away from the pillar. He could always Ghost Wolf over to it, but he finds himself away from the pillar, so it's going to take him a second to get over there. Disarmed by the warrior. And he's trying to stay in. Gonna be the Belf Racial in order to maybe strip Archie of whatever bust he's got. There was a charge for Talrion. Reckless Abandon is back up. Could go for a bunch of Raging Blows. That's a slow into Archie. And Archie trying to get away. Gonna be another Blade Storm. And maybe Talrion can maybe catch up to him. Leap and is not able to reconnect. Super unfortunate. That's how the Earth Elemental to cleave off of. Gonna be disarmed by Talrion for a second, so Archie still has plenty of Maelstrom generating from those wolves though. Knockdown, Talrion does go for the big Reckless Abandon, charge around the corner, fear onto Archie, waiting out for his sprint to be gone. I think that's exactly what Talrion's trying to do, just try to wait it out. He knows where Archie's gonna go. Maybe he can go for a bit of a Raging Blow to just catch up, trying to see if he can use Raging Blows while Reckless Abandon is up. But he's unable to get a charge since he's too close. Archie did get pretty low there actually. Oh, big charge by Talrion. Does he get to stay on top of Archie? He just didn't get him low enough. Gonna be a Sunder. It's gonna be a Blade Storm staying on top of Archie. Immune to slows for the time being. Archie not a Ghost anymore. Actually, the next he can reach. Does he take him out? Interrupts him. I think it's over. I think Talrion actually gets him. Oh, no. I cannot believe it. He actually gets him. It took him a bit. We got into the 12-minute mark of the duel. But he just had to keep trucking, had to keep going. Talrion coming out on top in Rage Regeneration as Petagor is going to be up next. Peter is going to be blasting him out. Curing Burst, does he have it? Talrion trying to go for a heal, but a blind comes out by Peter. And Talrion did use in Regeneration during the Rogue's Burst opener. Did not use Shadow Blade, so Peter could just resap him. I think Talrion needs to get himself out of that sap, get the Rogue out, hit him with CC immediately, and start healing as much as possible. Looks like he's going to try to do that. He's actually gonna Zerk Rage out of it, give himself a little bit extra help with Commanding Shout. Maybe he can A with the Rogue out, leaping away, just trying to move, and might just be able to wait out and get in a little bit of health. He doesn't have a second wind like a warrior does, like an armed warrior does, but at least he got himself a little bit of something to work with. Trying to Blaze Storm, but the Rogue is so close. If only he just kept going in that direction. Knocking the Rogue down immediately. Gonna be tricky for Peter. Does he have enough damage? Knockdowns are gonna stop him for a second. Torin is gonna get taken down though. That's just too much burst as the Rogue popped off every CD with that Kyrian setup. That's very difficult to defeat. That's almost impossible, man. That's crazy. Anton is going to have to go up versus Peter, but the pillars are way too big. The Rogue is definitely going to give himself a reset. Looks like the A-bomb is actually not going to let him do so. The pet is on him. Maybe you can do the pet leap and stun. He does get the pet to leap onto the Rogue. Hits him with the chain of ice from so far away. The pet is going to keep the Rogue occupied over there. At least he can get some stabs and build some calm points. Anton buffing up his pet. That pet is slowed down though. Did that pet get hit by a Shiv? That pet is meeting him on the other side. Peter can't really go anywhere. Stun with the pet. A-bomb right there. Stunned by Anton. Peter has nowhere to go unless he vanishes. He still has dots on him. If Anton hits him with a nice death and decay, he'll be great. Does Peter still have any dots? I think he does. And the dots should get him out of stealth, yeah? Maybe? I think he might have just sipped up to remove all the diseases. I think that's what happened. Damn, that's tough. Did Anton pick up the eyes there? Is there eyes with Peter? I doesn't look like there is. So Anton's just gonna have to wait for the Rogue. Man. He speaks some Russian, Dal? I was born in Russia, Grundy Monday. So I try to speak Russian with Russian viewers when I can. Opened up by the Rogue, IBF by Anton immediately as he gets himself the swarm rolling around his body. AMS, Lichborn, everything. Trying to tank up the Rogue, blind by the Rogue as he's going for a reset. Trinket by Anton, stunner to the Rogue, trying to get himself maybe the army of the dead to join in. It's going to be big death claws. The Rogue trying to get more shadow strikes in. It's so close, and Anton does end up slicing him up. Sacrificing the pet, going for a death pack, big flesh cloud. Elon Musk trying to go for a stun but couldn't because he's immune. Anton is still at low health right now, waiting for that death pack to be over so he gets some necrotics off of himself. Needs to go for a bit of healing, needs to start using runic power to heal as immediately Elon Musk has got himself a bubble. I think Elon Musk could just end the deal right here. He isn't in full immunity. Anton got nothing there. And Elon Musk goes for a flash cloud on top of him. Luli. Oh wait, this guy was here the whole time. Lulu in full HD. I kind of like that name. Lulu in full HD. It's gonna drop down a root with a Fury of a Loon, get a couple star surges, think it's over. Yeah, there's no way Elon Musk was gonna be able to beat that Boomy. That was just a full setup, no more bubble, nothing. Man, that was a nice set of duels. That was interesting. A lot happened in those duels, man. A lot happened. I haven't seen a good old-fashioned Fury Warrior tussle it out in a while, though. Let's get another one going, boys, yeah?